hanging out backstage at Epic Event Center ahead of the Rock Resurrection Tour. It's Razor 94.7, 104.7. I'm Big Jake. Next to me, what's up? John Cooper of Skillet. How's it going, man?
What is up? It's going good.
Good.
Rock and roll tonight.
We are ready to rock and roll with you. I gotta say right off the bat, I'm so out-bearded on the couch right now. Like,
yeah, out-bearded.
Like, well, and we've seen you. You've been rocking the beard for a couple of years now. We saw you, back maybe in the Awake days when you were a little bit more clean-shaven.
Yeah.
What goes into the upkeep? I feel very confident in my beard, but you know what? I feel like anytime I see you or I see a music video, I'm like, I could just be a little bit better. So what goes into it?
Do better.
I'm trying, John. I'm really trying.
This is a real disappointment being here.
Man, we get him in Green Bay, and then I got to talk to him, and he's just upset now.
Yeah. You know what, man? I think for me, I have a wax.
Oh, yeah?
That I really like because it keeps it from going like straight up hillbilly.
Yep.
Frizzy. Now halfway through the show.
It'll get there?
Ooh, it'll get there. Yeah, because it gets, sweaty and we start rocking out. So by the end of the show, people are like, well, that guy looks like I escaped from a loony bin.
Yeah, right. It's Mountain Man John up on stage.
Right.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Mountain Mama. That's right.
Take me home. Well, it's so great having you in town, man. You guys are up here all the time, and as a Wisconsin resident yourself, you still looking it down there in southeast Wisconsin?
Yeah. I've lived. I've lived here for over 20 years.
Yes, sir.
And my kids were born in Wisconsin, born and bred.
Mm-hmm.
So by this point, I'm from Wisconsin. I feel like.
Yeah.
It's been long enough.
Honorary native at this point.
What about the weather this year?
Oh, well, that's what I was going to get.
It's really strange, isn't it?
It's really strange, and it varies. Obviously, we're 2 hours north. You're a little bit closer to Milwaukee down there. But we were in the 50s last week. We were in the 50s last week, and then we got just dumped on. You guys got like 8 inches of snow this past Thursday. You didn't have to drive through that, right, to Gary?
We left the night it started.
Yeah, so that was smart on your part.
Woke up the next morning, I was like, whoa, look at the news.
Yeah.
But it's been a weird. It's a very not cold.
But then it gets really cold though, because then we get that Siberian like Arctic blast or something that comes down and all of that. But it's good that you've been able to keep warm and keep busy in these Wisconsin winters. Yeah. Do you miss your hometown of Memphis at all, or at this point are you just kind of like taking on the cheesehead mentality?
I think I'm the latter.
Yeah.
Now in the winter, typically, I'm like
you're like Memphis.
I could move down south again. Shoveling snow is the worst thing ever. Now, when I was in high school, I worked on a farm for some summers, and I shoveled doo-doo.
Oh,
literal poop. And shoveling snow is so much worse than that. I'm telling you, because you're freezing.
Yeah, it's not easy to live here in Wisconsin.
You're freezing.
Yes. Cut her back there making comments.
Cold, you're sweating. I'm like, man, what I would give to be shoveling some horse poop right now. Anyway.
Says a lot.
It really does.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't smell great. So that's the only time is when it's really cold.
Yeah.
But no, I don't miss Memphis. I love living here. We got great family here. I like the vibe because people are chilled out.
Yeah.
It's a very non-judgmental state, I would say.
In comparison to some of the other big ones that you visit,
people seem to be kind of like, do your thing, and you're separated out from the stuff, so you can get away from the industry.
Yeah.
And so you don't really feel like you're tied to it all the time. You can raise your family in a wonderful state. So I love Wisconsin.
That's awesome, man. And do you ever get like out into like the Northwoods area to get away from it? Is that your vibe, or is that not really what you do?
I do like that.
Yeah?
But I don't really get to.
Okay.
Sometimes on vacation times we've gone up north, because it's beautiful up north.
Yeah.
And so I think 3 or 4 times for family vacations we've done that. We've gone up there in the middle of nowhere for a summer,
Yeah.
And I do really love that.
That's awesome, man. Well, hey, Skillet, Theory of a Dead Man, Saint Asonia, tonight at Epic Event Center. It's a sold-out show, man. We are packing this place out for you guys tonight.
I love it, man. I'm thrilled.
Tour kicked off yesterday in Gary, Indiana. You said you left before the snow, which was very wise on your part. How did that show go for you guys?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, it's just a very... sometimes when people watching, they probably don't know if it's just something you say, or how trite it is, but it's being on the road. Who you're with really matters.
Yeah.
And that might sound cheesy, but you get on the road, man. If you've got people that are just their attitudes are bad, or if there's this like fierce competition. I don't mean fun competition, but fear. Like when you wish that someone else doesn't do good,
Yep.
so you do better.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
No, it's unhealthy.
And we got on this tour. We've known Theory. We toured together back in 2012.
Yeah.
And it's good to be back out. And then Adam from St. Antonio I've known since because when he was with 3 Days, they were one of the first bands that took us out.
There you go. Yeah.
So it's kind of like, oh man, friends, family, camaraderie. People want the best. It's a very extremely positive tour. It was heavy, rock, party, very positive.
Yeah.
And I think everybody's kind of in it for all for one.
Yeah.
And so it might sound trite to some folks, but it's not always like that. And so I would say it's killer. Last night was awesome. I mean, people were so excited.
Yeah.
The fans are excited. The bands are awesome. And so it's great. Adam from San Antonio comes and joins us on a song. He guest appeared on one of our new songs on a new record. So it was like, okay, if we tour together, you got to come
doing
sing.
it, yeah.
So we got to sing together for the first time ever last night.
First time ever, really. Wow, that's awesome. And I think that definitely transcends the audience as well. When you talk about the close relationships that you guys have with the band, you can tell there's a real brotherhood there. And I was talking to Tyler Connolly of Theory just a couple minutes ago about the Instagram Live that you guys did. It was Adam, and Tyler, back when the tour was like first announced towards the end of the year last year. And you could just tell that you guys were just having fun and playing off of each other, and it was kind of just this, when can we do it, like when can we get out on the road already? So stoked and now we're here. We are in the Rock Resurrection tour. Yes sir, and it will not be the last. You were talking about the new song with Adam that you have. It's called Finish Line. Dominion Day of Destiny Deluxe just dropped yesterday, and you dropped 4 new tracks on top of Psycho in My Head, which is the radio single you guys have out right now. Talk about getting Adam on that track and kind of how that came to be and how he fed into the creation of that song.
Yeah, it's funny because the song was actually recorded on our Victorious record in 2019.
Oh, really?
A different version.
Okay, yeah.
And the song was, fans loved it. But then we hit COVID.
Yep.
And so all touring is stopped. And so you're there, you're like, we just released this record and we didn't get to promote it, but it was a big song, and I mean for our fans, excuse me.
Yeah.
And so at some point somebody said, dude, we're releasing this, the deluxe version. Why don't we recut the song like a different version? Make it a little darker, a little more rock or whatever. And so we decided we'd do that, and at some point it just came, I was like, that would be such a cool thing.
Yeah.
Have Adam guest on. I was like, I don't think he'd do that. I don't know why he'd do that for Skillet, but he did, know, and so it just kind of made it really special and cool. And I just think the version of the song is so killer.
Yeah.
And so we've never played it before until last night.
Yeah.
Even though it's a 3-year-old song that we re-recorded. But I like the new version. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Psycho in My Head, we released, obviously, as you mentioned, about a month ago or so, and also played it for the first time, so fans are rocking out to it. It's high energy songs.
Oh yeah,
it's cool seeing a little moshing happen to it.
Yeah, for sure. What's the general reaction been like to the new stuff that you guys played live yesterday?
I mean, I think that people seem to really like it. I think the Psycho in My Head has done quite well for us.
Yeah,
and so
still climbing, man. Still getting up there.
It seems that way.
Yeah,
and it's kind of hypnotic. It's one of our catchier songs, I think, that we've done in a long time. So people were like, this is what I need in 23. I said, yes, you do, son.
yes, you do,
boy.
100%. You need a little bit of that. Get you some. That's what I'm talking about. And I'm curious. I was looking through. I did a little bit of peeking on the set list yesterday, just because I want to.
You're not allowed to do that.
I realized that, and
all right. We'll allow it today. We'll allow.
All right. At least I got your permission to do so. Yeah. And I was just taking a peek through it, and I realized that you guys have such an extensive catalog. I've been going since 1996. How do you put together a set list? Is it just throwing darts at a board, like, we'll play that song. Oh, that one's a hit. We got to include that one. Like, what goes into building the perfect show for you guys?
Right. Well, that's nice. There definitely are songs that if you don't play, people are going to be just POs.
Yeah, yeah.
If you don't play Monster, people don't want their money back, you know?
Be riots in the streets of Green Bay, yeah, 100%.
But, you know, for me, I mean, I enjoy playing those songs because people know them, so it's really fun, of course. For me, it's all about what I think is just going to just give the best experience for the fans. Probably when you first start, sometimes you're selfish. You know, you first start a band, you're like, I want to play that song for me because it's riffy, it's fun, I can show off. And then after a while, you realize if the crowd doesn't like the song, it ain't that fun.
Why are you playing it? Yeah, right? Yeah, 100%.
That wasn't fun. That sucks.
Yeah.
So I just started going, what can we play? Maybe there's a song that's not a radio hit. It's not the huge one, but it goes well live, and people feel it, and they believe it. And so actually we added a song in our set called Rise, which was from our Rise. And we hadn't played it since probably 2017.
Oh, yeah.
We added it into the tour because I just kind of felt like all of a sudden that message was maybe more poignant than it was in 2013 when we released it.
Yeah.
You know, people are coming out of COVID. People are feeling very alone, depressed, isolated. The economy's cray. Everybody's pissed off at each other.
Yeah. There's a lot of division in the world nowadays. Yeah.
And I was like, you know, maybe this song is more poignant than when we first released it. It's positive, you know. It's about loving people that don't agree with you about stuff and saying no to violence specifically. Talks about violence in the song. So we added it back in the set, even though it was never like a radio song, wasn't a hit. And maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like the energy of the crowd was giving me an amen.
Yes.
So they're giving me an amen.
Yes, sir. Big thumbs up of approval for that song.
They gave me a woo!
There you go. Yeah, lots of woos from the crowd. Yes. Oh, Ric Flair. Woo! There you go.
They gave me one of those. They gave me a nature boy. I need some nature boys tonight.
Yeah, I'll tell you, you'll get some.
We'll
you'll
to
get some
North
tonight.
Woods and get some nature boys.
We'll get some, 100%. When it comes to the stage show that you guys put on, I've had the pleasure of seeing you guys a couple of times. First time I saw you actually was in 2018 at the Wausau, the Wisconsin Valley Fair up there. Remember that crazy thunderstorm? If you remember that show.
Yeah, it was like right on our heels.
Oh, 100%. Because like the show got pushed back, I want to say 2 to 3 hours or so, and you guys didn't even hit the stage until like 8:30, 9 o'clock that night. But it was still packed, and it was still everyone waited out the storm. You know, hit under places in order to make it happen. But you know, seeing you guys playing, so many fairs here in Wisconsin, but then some of the huge festivals, and then some of the more intimate shows. I've seen you guys strip it back and go acoustic a couple of times, and it still works very, very well. What's kind of the difference when it comes to the type of show that you're playing and planning a stage show compared to like the big festivals or a smaller club like Epic? What goes into that? Is there a difference at all?
I know what you mean. Yeah, I think that it is. Sometimes it's like trial and error. You know, what I found for me is always being myself is important because I think that's what people really connect with Skillet about. You know, we don't put on airs and we don't try to be something we're not.
Yeah.
And it's kind of authentic, and that can work in your favor or it can work against you depending on
100%.
Like
We've seen it backfire, across the industry.
Don't be yourself, you're not cool.
Yep.
I don't.
At least you've never heard that. You haven't heard that.
Maybe I have. I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
blocked it out. Yeah, it's all good.
Blocked it all out. That's right. I only hear positive feedback.
Only the nice things.
Only the good things, baby. But I do think that you got to find ways, whether it's that big arena or that small club, you have to kind of be yourself with the crowd. It's okay to be self-deprecating. It's okay if I've fallen down on stage plenty of times. Big crowds, small crowds. You've bit it on me, just like things that are the most uncool thing a rock star has ever done. And I'm the first one to laugh about it. I'm the first one to be like, I hope somebody got this on camera, and I need it. I need it on YouTube. It's hysterical. But I think it's those kind of things when people feel that you're kind of like one of them. You're not seeing yourself as something. Some rock star mentality. So that's what I try to do that. And I tell my stories. Why I wrote the song, what we're doing. We have fun and to me, that's what translates the best.
I think, yeah, definitely everyone can feel that. And I've in the few times that I've seen you, I have seen you shoot yourself in the face with an air cannon. You know those cannons that you wear, those smoke machines?
That's not true. That never happened.
That may or may not have happened. I may or may not have gotten it on video in 2019, possibly.
That's wicked.
Really quick before we let you guys take off here and get ready for the show. I mean, as I was talking to Theory about this earlier, this is the show to see this year, at least as far as the beginning of 2023 and tours is concerned. This is the date that everyone's had circled on their calendar.
That's so cool.
Yes, sir. And is there any little tidbits you can give me about the live show and the production? I know you guys have hydraulic pistons, or you have in the past. Is there any secrets you can leak before you guys hit the stage
we
tonight?
have hydraulic lifts that I will not fall off of.
Yes.
I have air cannons that I will not shoot in my face.
No mistakes tonight. No mistakes in Green Bay tonight.
Lyrics that will not be forgotten.
Riffs that won't be messed up. We'll be good.
Yeah, we're knock on wood.
Yes.
Well, let's see. I think I mentioned already. Adam is going to join us to sing.
Yeah.
Which last night was the first night, but man, people went bananas.
Yeah.
It was just kind of. I was looking at Adam. He was singing. I was like, am I wrong, or is this as cool as I think it is? It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So let's see. There are some production gags for sure.
All right.
Skillet's got. Well, we just mentioned some of them.
Yeah.
Skillet's got a lot of those kind of production gags.
Yeah.
I would say, as far as Skillet goes, those are probably, if I can remember right, those are probably the biggest surprises.
Okay.
Yeah, but we always work new transitions between songs. I always like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of an old Peter Gabriel trick, and some of the greats.
Yep.
Genesis and these bands, when you see them, you think, I haven't quite heard that before, and next thing you're like, oh, I just didn't know that was that song.
Yeah, it leads into it in a different way.
Trent Reznor does that too.
Yeah,
does a
some
cool
9 Inch
job
Nails
of
stuff,
that.
yeah.
And I always like that because it gives the fans something that they don't hear on the CD at home.
Yeah.
Listen how old I am on the CD. They don't hear that on the 8-track.
I said record earlier in the interview, so you know what I mean? Yeah. It transcends generations. Volume, way up here, correct when it comes to the live shows as well.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are historically the loudest live band I have ever heard. Oh, 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
There are some videos that I have taken at some of your shows that are unsalvageable because the audio is so loud.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Well, no, and I mean that in the best way,
I do too.
Yeah, 100%.
It's no fun when it's quiet.
No.
You don't feel it.
No, you can really feel everything with you guys, and
I
so.
didn't know that, but I'm going to tell my sound guy, I'm going to say, that's good work.
Yes.
You're hurting people's ears.
Yes, you're hurting people's ears. Keep up the good work. Keep it cranked up.
It's like Spinal Tap said, just here to make the eardrum bleed.
And on that note, that's John Cooper with Skillet. He's going to rock Epic Events tonight. Bro, thank you so much for taking some time with me today.